Welcome to Greek Verse a Day. Today we're translating Revelation 1:13. You're working from your reader's edition of the Greek New Testament. I'm working from the screen. Let's start with a slow reading. We'll do a little bit faster reading, give you space to translate, and then I'll jump in with my translation and grammatical comments. Kai in meso ton luknion homoion huion anthropou in dedumenon padere kai periexosmenon pros tois mastois zonein kruson. One more time, a little bit faster. Kai in meso ton luknion homoion huion anthropou in dedumenon padere kai periexosmenon pros tois mastois zonein kruson. So go ahead and pause and see what you can make of this one. There's some odd vocabulary here that the reader's edition is the notes there is going to be helpful for you for. So go ahead and pause and see what you can make of this verse with some of its colorful vocabulary. All right, so remember in the previous context what was happening. John had heard a loud voice, a great voice from behind him. He turns around to see the voice of the one that was speaking, and he sees 7 golden lampstands. And so our word for lampstand is going to be repeated here again. So you get a note for lampstands in the Reader's Edition for verse 12, but you're not going to get the same note repeated for the same word here in verse 13. So we have kai in meso ton luknion. So this whole thing here is going to be a prepositional phrase. In with the dative following it, meso meaning middle in the dative here. So and in the middle. So notice that there's no article here. We've seen oftentimes that Revelation will not use an article where we will want one in English, and that's true of Greek generally. Sometimes the article won't be there, and we'll want to put an N in English because we think of the middle as a definite thing. So in the middle, ton luknion, of the lampstand. So we have a genitive plural here. So with our genitive, we're going to translate of. In the middle of the lampstand, hoimoion, like, so this is an adjective meaning like, and this is sort of a terse phrase. So literally like a son of a man or of a human. And so in English, we like to in here put one like. We change this hoimoion to one like rather than just like a son of a human, and we make it into the phrase one like the son of man. And then in dedumenon and periexosmenon are going to be 2 different participles that match, or they agree with hoimoion, huion as accusative masculine singular participles, and both of them are going to be perfect middle or passive as to their form. Here we're probably going to call them the passive participles insofar as these are things done to the one who is like a son of man. A perfect middle passive participle, and as I said, they are accusative masculine singulars. The first one is from in duo, and the second one here is going to be let me fix my omega here. Well, that's not any better. Omega, and the second one is going to be from perizao. My handwriting is terrible in both of these cases. My apologies for that. And sorry, it's not perizao, it's perizanumi. And you get you actually get a note for this in the reader's edition from Perry Zanumi. And what's sort of peculiar about each one of these is that they're perfects, so we're going to expect reduplication somewhere. In the case of this one with in duo, the reduplication comes between the preposition that's attached and the stem of the verb. So just as we expect the augment to come right there, which we saw in previous videos, so also when we have reduplication to a verb that has a proper preposition attached to it, the reduplication is going to come between the preposition and the stem. So that's why we have in day do here. This day is our reduplication for the perfect tense, and then our men is going to be our clue to the middle passive participle here, and then the on, this omicron nu, is going to give us the accusative masculine singular information here. And so in duo is a word that means clothed, and verbs of clothing are normally going to take an accusative after them. Clothed, padere is a long robe, or an ankle length robe. So this accusative is going with the accusative participle here. So we sort of have a double accusative, clothed with a long robe. In English, we like the word with for verbs of clothing, whereas Greek likes the accusative case for verbs of clothing. So clothed with a long robe, and perizonumi is going to be our word for wrapped around. And so and wrapped around, and then a prepositional phrase, pros tois mastois, literally towards the breasts or towards the chests. More colloquially, we will do sort of around his chest. So wrapped to his chest, or wrapped around his chest, is a zonein cruson. And so notice again we have the accusative case here, because as a verb of clothing, those verbs of clothing like to take the accusative case after them. And so this is a zonein, is a belt. This is the same word that when John the Baptist is described in the Gospels, he has his leather belt. In this case, the one like a son of man has a zonein cruson, a belt gold, a golden belt here. And so cruson here is our color. And it's going to be an adjective. It's matching zonein, and it's attributive. And once again, we've seen this so many times in Revelation now. Revelation seems to like to not follow the rules of that we learned in Greek 1 for attributive adjectives normally taking the definite article before them. So because this is an indefinite. John wants this to be an indefinite thing. A belt, a golden belt, not necessarily the golden belt, not as if there's only one golden belt, but just an indiscriminate golden belt, some golden belt. It's indefinite, and that's why we don't have the definite article before cruson, even though it's an attributive adjective. So let's go ahead and put this all back together here. And in the middle of the lampstands, was one like a son of man, clothed in a long robe and wrapped around his chest. We can maybe put in the English word was a golden belt.